What's going on, guys? It's Jeff, back here on some more Modern Warfare 2. Call of Duty tweets, hashtag Resurgence returns on Ashika Island. I keep wanting to say Ashina. Drop into the new free-to-play Call of Duty Warzone 2 small map featuring Resurgence and DMZ gameplay on February 15th. So if we look at this image here, so we actually had a leaked image before of this map, and I think it was generally correct, but I swear this just looks a lot different. It could just be like the extra detail that they have added onto it to make it look, you know, a lot different. But I remembered that there was a leaked image of this thing that was floating around for quite some time that said that there was going to be a castle in the middle, there's a residential area, there's a port. So it seems generally correct. I don't remember where that leaked image was. It could have been like a mock-up somewhere. I have no idea. But this is the real one, real official one. Ashika Island. Farms, residential area, shipwreck, castle. I'm going to assume this is the same castle for like actual castle, like in multiplayer, or is it going to be a completely different setup? Looking at this, I don't see how this could play the same way as regular castle, right? There's no way this is the multiplayer map just sitting dead center, is it? I mean, it looks really nice. Visually looks really nice. One thing I'll point out though immediately is the lighting. The lighting on this map is kind of, it's giving me that shipment feeling where I feel like if people play this long enough, and for a lot of people that played a lot of Resurgence, like Rebirth or Fortune's Keep or whatever, if they were those kinds of players where they didn't really touch the big maps, this grayness, it starts wearing on you. I don't know what it is. I understand I'm not like the brightest personality out there. I'm not the most positive person in the world, but I know what this feel does to a player over time. It's just kind of tired. I'm just saying, like the cherry blossoms, obviously real nitpicky, but the lighting does have a larger effect than people like to admit. These trees would look better in brighter lighting. Just maybe it's just these images and maybe it's not so blue and gray, but I don't think so. I don't see why they would present it differently. I'd imagine it would look just like this. Yeah, even when you look at these areas that should seem like bright and nice and like bustling and stuff, obviously it's like a war zone kind of thing, so it's not bustling anymore, but I can't even imagine back when this wasn't some war-torn island somewhere, if it was actually a resort or something. How did you even relax here? You got maybe what, 4 families that could do something comfortably here? What are we talking about? I think the lighting would make it a lot better, but just from this image you kind of get a sense of the scale of everything, and this seems like it'll be bigger than Fortune's Keep, definitely bigger than Rebirth. I feel like just from this corner up to that castle is enough to clear Rebirth. And I know a lot of people are like, you don't even play, blah. I still have a sense of size. I don't see any really tall buildings or anything like that either, which is really, really nice. That was a big problem that Verdansk had, for example. Big tall buildings, big skyscrapers, only one way up or 2 ways up, but they're very, very linear and you can just sit in a corner and watch both of them at the same time type of stuff. You know what I mean. Warzone 2 is obviously way different. Now, adding a smaller map into this game will help it 100%, but the game still has a pace issue. These Resurgence players want to play on a fast-paced map, so a lot of them are probably upset at, like, thinking about the size of the map because they already feel like the game is slow. Why not just spawn us into something smaller so we can at least have engagement? We don't want to loot like this. Got another one over here, Town Center. This area over here, for some reason, just reminds me of Raid. Even just in the style of building, I think that's really what it is. It's the style of building plus just like having some of these nice looking trees and these random like blue light colors and stuff like that. Raid had a good amount of vibrant spots on it that really make you remember things as a landmark. This thing kind of reminds me of like that circle red weird art piece thingy. I know that it's not Raid, but it's got the style of Raid. That's just the feeling that it gave me. So I actually really like this area. Again, this area would look even better not in this weird like overcast. If we could get like a 2 in the afternoon, sun up real high in the sky, but not like orange, more of a tropical feel, I think it would benefit this map greatly. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to kill the map or anything like that. It's not that big of a deal, but I'm just saying if they decide to go and change any of the lighting, this map will benefit from even brighter lighting. So if people like this map in this setting, imagine next season Reloaded or the next season, there's just a whole lighting change and the whole vibe of this thing changes. It's great. And it is a nice contrast between the really bright Al Mazrah desert versus this darker tropical island where it would make sense for it to be raining and stuff. Underground waterway. We don't really know where this is. This looks like a bridge here. We got what? Maybe over here. Over here, maybe under here, over here. I don't know if it's gonna end up going like maybe underneath of the castle. How far exactly does all this underwater stuff go here? So it looks like some buildings there in that direction. If we're looking at it from here, that's probably the edge of the map. It's my assumption that's gonna be the edge of the map. So if this is coming from the edge of the map, where does this go into? This is probably by the port. I think that makes the most sense because there's some bridges and stuff. The colors look correct. Asking where you drop it. I mean, everybody's obviously just gonna drop castle immediately since it's dead center. It's also up on a hill. Just looking at this image, you can see it's up on this hill, this mountain area. Now, the nice thing is it seems like this doesn't seem like an insanely powerful position. Also, this game's like long-range engagements are different from how it was on Warzone 1 as well, with like the difference in bullet velocity and recoil in comparison to how it was on Warzone 1. So having more elevation on smaller maps will be interesting to see if it's better or worse. Also, plus all the movement stuff that they were doing. So from what I know, they were supposed to end up releasing like video or a trailer or something for it, like actually showing off the thing. I guess I'll play and see if they end up dropping it within like maybe the next hour or something. Okay, so I found that leaked image, but it looks like it's the same map, but like rotated. Generally, yeah, that leak was correct. Although the leak does say that there's like some sort of power plant, and there is no power plant. Like, not even anything that is even resembling it, unless I haven't looked deep enough. I actually don't know if they're gonna end up putting out like a trailer or video or anything for it, or if this is it, because they ended up pinning the tweet of the TAC map of the actual map itself. And I feel like if they were gonna pin anything, they would pin a trailer. So why would they pin this at all if they're just gonna post a trailer, which makes more sense to pin than the TAC map? Or am I off on that? Does it make more sense to just have the TAC map posted or the trailer? I feel like if the trailer also has a shot of the TAC map in it at the end, I don't know. Oh yeah, and the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. It's crazy, man. The amount of people that tweet at me when I don't tweet at all, okay? Well, I won't tweet at all. And then people will just keep tweeting at me about the Eagles losing. Now, I know they didn't lose that much in this season, but still, every single time they lost, it's not even just like a this year thing, but it's crazy. Every time they win, I don't get nearly as many. It's so weird. I'm not even out there being like an over-the-top fan. I was satisfied as soon as they had won that Super Bowl. I literally, it was over. I was saying at one point when they were on like a 7 or 8 game winning streak, I was like, I feel like they're gonna lose like 4 games. That sounds about right. And then Jalen ended up getting hurt, and then they ended up losing 3 or 4 games or whatever it was. People were mad that like I wasn't full in the boat of full-blown delusion, just screaming Super Bowl just from literally week 1, or like screaming it in the draft or something. It's just, it's not really the type of fan I am. It's not that I don't have faith, I'm just not gonna be obnoxious about it. Just like in this, I'm not gonna be obnoxious and say that the Eagles are guaranteed to win this or blow them out or something like that. I think that people are definitely expecting the Eagles to win this one, which is kind of a weird feeling considering the last Super Bowl, everyone just was doubting the Eagles. Just odd. Yeah, it seems like they were dropping like pictures and information every 10 minutes or so leading up to this TAC map drop. I don't think that there's gonna be a video. There could be though. I could be wrong. The map looks good. I'll definitely try it out, especially with like the changes and stuff that are coming to Warzone and the movement and things like that. For a while also, it was leaked that the castle map was coming back for multiplayer, but it turns out that it's genuinely just there in the Resurgence map. So we don't know what multiplayer map we're getting. I don't hate castle by any means, but the map isn't like anything incredibly special or worth remaking a bunch of times. It made a whole lot of sense that they were gonna release it like on that map, which I knew it was gonna have a castle at least in the middle. I don't know if it's the same castle, but I kind of expected it to be. I don't know, we'll see. Everything is so slow on this game that I literally can't even pull out a kill streak before this guy just runs around the corner and brain deads me. Wait, there's some Resident Evil 4 gameplay going around. I don't know if I can show it. Holy, that looks so crispy. I know that there's been like 3 different Resurgence maps, and I haven't played them that much, but aren't a couple of them developed by different teams? Charlie Intel says Ashika Island is developed by High Moon Studios, the same team behind Fortune's Keep. I mean, I personally liked Fortune's Keep, but I wouldn't say it was like the greatest map ever. It's just one of the only maps that I even really gave a chance. I think the general sentiment behind Fortune's Keep is still positive, but it seems like Rebirth Island is still like the original that most people, they don't even want to talk down on it kind of thing. So hopefully this will be what people want, but just by like the previews and stuff, maybe not. Yeah, anyway, that's the new map. New season will be starting in a couple weeks. It doesn't necessarily look bad, but again, hold.